Okay, guys, here we are in round 3 of the Vintage Daily event. And we've drawn our old nemesis, Shockwave. And I'll just wish Shockwave a good luck here because he's a buddy. And we've won the die roll. Now, Shockwave he moves his decks around a little bit, but he's a guy that is known for playing land still. And of course, land still has wastelands and strip mines in it, so it's something we'll have to be cognizant of. He also plays, card like Grixis builds with Dark Confidence in them, and some brews is what I would call them, as well as he's known to play Dragon from time to time. So we would like to play first. Now, this is what I would deem to be an extremely high-risk hand against this type of opponent, because we've only got one land, and we could completely get blown out here by this. But I mean, I think we have to go for it and just hope that we don't get wastelanded, and that if we do, that we're drawing land. I mean, we need to draw land anyways. But if he leaves our land alone, then I think we're in pretty good shape. But that's a big hypothetical. I mean, my hope would be that he is not playing land still. It would be a pretty tough match for us right here if he gets us with the wasteland. I'd much rather see him play one of his brews where he's stymied on land and he doesn't have any land disruption on our end. So this could either go very well for us, or it could go horribly wrong. Shockwave must be away from keyboard here. Okay, so let's see if we get this through. Hopefully we do. Okay, so he's got the force. And we are playing against standstill, it looks like here, and we got lucky. It's really unfortunate we didn't draw land there, but I think we're just going to get down a thorn here. Actually, do we want the thorn or do we want the revoker? Let's do the thorn. Revoker's actually pretty good against him, because getting a fast creature down against standstill before they can get their standstill in is quite solid. So our gig is up in the sense that he knows we only have one land here, and we were lucky he didn't do anything here. And there it is. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to play a Tangle Wire. I mean, it's tough because, this is our chance to get a Revoker in here, or our Forge Master, but let's see if we can slide him in here. I mean, there's a high chance that, what are we going to choose here? I think I'm just going to choose Black Lotus. And I'm going to get a Tangle Wire into play here, and hopefully this resolves. And right, that's good, really good news for us, guys. We just got to avoid the... Oh, I was going to say, we got to avoid the wasteland here. Okay. Let's hope we draw Sol land or better. Okay, Sphere of Resistance is fine. This should resolve. No. He's got a Force of Will, huh? No, he doesn't. Okay. No land? Okay, he's got the workshop. Or the factory. Would love a workshop here. Okay, I mean, let's get a Forge Master into play here. I mean, Forge Master is pretty tough for him to deal with. I guess double Lightning Bolt could do it. Okay. Good news, guys. So, I mean, look, this is certainly not perfect, but unfortunately our Sundering Titan is in our hand here. Wasteland is very good. What do we want to do here? Because I do need to be able to sacrifice artifacts here, right? And the question is, what do we go and get here? I mean, Sundering Titan is absolutely what I go for here normally because I could get 2 of his lands, but I can't cast it. But what I could do here is I could metamorph. Right, I have 7 lands, so that would cost me 4 and 2. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave his land alone. Another option is I can Tangle Wire him again, which is actually a pretty decent play. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to Wasteland. No, I can't do that. Let's see if I can get this thing in here. Now, I mean, I guess if he has a Force of Will here. But I'm willing to let this go. I'm willing to have him Force of Will this here. I think I'm just going to Tangle Wire him here. And we're going to play a Sphere. We can't actually do that. So that was a little bit awkward. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm just going to leave it as this. And because I don't think he can do anything here. Like all his permanents tap here, so there's no reason for us to actually wasteland him here. I mean, I guess he could have an instant of some sort, but I think it unlikely. And who knows, like maybe we'll draw a, well, I am going to sacrifice some of my stuff here, so. Wasteland, okay. So he just has a ton of land here, and it's really quite a problem for us, actually. I mean, we could go and get a Crucible of Worlds, and I could take 2 of his lands that way this current turn. Like I could actually sack my Forge Master for that. Let's take a look here. Not sure what the correct play is. I think Staff and Nin could be solid here. I don't think they have any answers to it. Wormcoil, I think, is very hard for them to remove. But one way he could get rid of Wormcoil is with a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Now, if I leave my Spheres, he's still a little ways away from that, but question is, do I want to get rid of my Forge Master? And I'm not sure I do. I am going to get rid of the Tangle Wire, which is going to allow him to do some stuff here, but I won't lie to you. I'm very tempted to go and get a Crucible of Worlds here. I think in an attrition battle, he's going to have a hard time dealing with that. And I'm going to get 2 of his lands here. The problem is that he gets my Crucible and kills it. You know, something like a Shattering Spree, then I think I'm in a lot of trouble. Whereas I think Wormcoil is just hard for him to deal with. I think I'm just going to get a Crucible here, guys. Am I crazy? Or is the Staff of Nin just a better play? He must be licking his chops here at me. Plunk him. I think this gives us long-term inevitability against our opponent here. It'd be a little sad to get wastelanded here, but that's what happens. Okay, so he has wastelanded us, and that's a smart play. But we're drawing 2 cards a turn now, which is pretty good. I mean, if we can get that. I guess I'm just going to cast a Sphere here. And just wasteland them. I think that's the best way to go about things here. And what do we want to wasteland here? I mean, I guess he can attack us with his factory. I also really want to avoid something like, I mean, he's not going to be running a main deck Pulverize here. There's no way. Let's just take his factory away here. And yeah, we'll just hedge our bets here a little bit. I mean, he's underneath 3 spheres here. So hopefully he's run out of lands. And it looks like he has here, which is good news for us. On land. Okay, can't say I'm thrilled. This we can't actually cast the. And I'm not going to activate my factory here. I mean, I could beat down with my factory, but if he's got a lightning bolt, that's just awful. And I mean, he is no doubt running. He's showing us he's got lightning bolts, so I don't see a reason to do that. All right. I mean, we are going to have to start top decking here because we don't want him getting over top of our. Can we actually cast that? 6, 3, 4, 5. We're 1 short. So we can cast a Sphere. Okay, so he's got a counter. This is bad news if it's a mana drain. Yeah, because now he could get over top of us with something like a Jace, right? I mean, it gives him only 2 mana, but it's pretty significant. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, he definitely could cast a Jace here. We can get the Jace, unless he Fate Seals with it, which would not be very good. You know, it just makes you wonder, like, did I make a mistake in going to get the Staff of Nin here? Okay. Null Rod's good. But I mean, if that's all he's doing, then it's not the worst for sure. Now he's got us boxed out here now because we can't even use our Moxen anymore. But I don't see a reason not to play it. And yeah, guys, I mean, we're kind of in a little bit of a stalemate here, and our opponent can now attack us with Mishra's Factory and with Fairy Conclave for that matter. So we really need to draw into something here. We need land. Like even a Tangle Wire is fantastic in this position. Okay, Factory is a Workshop is just phenomenal here. Okay. We've got a lot of Tangle Wires. This will probably get forced or countered, but there's not much we can do there. All right. I mean, we've got long range inevitability here, but we are getting hit with a factory every turn. Oh. 1, 2, 3. So he's got 1 mana here. Okay. No shortage of things to tap here. Strip mine. Okay, we're still a little ways off here from doing anything, but I'm just going to play another Tangle Wire here, guys. There's no reason not to. And yeah, I'm not actually going to strip mine here because I'm trying to build up to a Sundering Titan. A Sunder Titan will be quite backbreaking. And this should, if we draw land here, it's going to cost us 10. So we've got 3, 6, 8 mana right now. So we need to draw a Sol land or better, and we can get our Sundering Titan into play, which is pretty huge. We kind of have this 1-turn window to avoid his counter spells. Let's see what happens. Nice. All right. Oh, look at that. Now, of course, he can't do anything here, so... so we get 2 of his lands out of the Sundering Titan, which is pretty significant. And it's a 2-turn clock for him as well, so... And if it gets removed, he loses a couple more. So he's getting tapped down for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am at this stage going to actually strip mine him. And I'm not too worried about the color mana right now. I'm just going to take a factory. Every land we get him off him is pretty significant. And we've got a Tangle Wire to shut it down next turn as well. So this is the reason I went and got a Staff of Nin, is it just inevitably pulls you ahead of your opponent. You know, and Standstill is one of these decks that doesn't do a lot. It just tries to attrition you out in the long run with, you know, locking you out. And it's a very slow death. Okay, not much going on here. I am going to attack him with my factory. Oh, I don't have anything to activate it. Okay, let's do this. No reason not to, because he can't cast anything. But I mean, that Null Rod did end up being pretty good against us. I mean, he would have been dead quite a few turns ago if we had had a mana. I think I'm going to put this at 2 here. He's going to get to have to tap, what, 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm just going to do the Tangle Wire. I guess there's a possibility that he's got a Hurkyl's Recall or something main deck, but I think it unlikely. So this will tap all his permanents down, and in fact, he hasn't conceded. Maybe he does have one, I'm not sure, but we are going to be able to attack with our 2 factories. He's at 4 life, so... he's looking at our clock. This is what he's doing. Yeah, we're taking a long time here. We're going to have to be a lot quicker here. I wonder where he learned that trick. So we are 13 minutes left. We're 5 minutes behind our opponent here, so we are going to have to play a lot quicker. Tabernacle's pretty bad. I haven't really seen any basics in his deck. I don't know that there's any value playing Pithing Needle. I mean, we could set it on Wasteland for us, but I don't think that's a winning endeavor. We've got all the Crucibles here, and I think Crucible's pretty good in this situation. I think Sundering Titan's okay. I think Steel Hellkite's kind of meh. Probably take out a Chalice here. I do like Revokers in this match. We can take out one land here. Probably take out an Ancient Tomb. Actually, maybe we want the extra land. What don't we want in this matchup? Staff and Ninja showed us how good it is. I guess Chalice is kind of meh. We gotta take out two other plays. He is a guy that runs Energy Flux in his deck. Take out a Tangle Wire. Take out a Worm Coil. I don't need all the huge high end. Yeah, let's try this, guys. Let's see how this goes. This is a really good hand. So, I mean, it's certainly fraught with danger. I mean, you know, the likelihood our first Crucible is going to get countered, I would say, is pretty high. And then we have the problem of getting our Workshop wastelanded in response. So, oh, that's scary. Efflux, okay. That definitely changes things. Turn 1 Energy Flux is a hard card to beat. And we don't even have the luxury of really wastelanding here, in my opinion. We don't. I mean, it would be really sad to see him play a standstill here, but I suspect he's probably, I was going to say he's low on land, but this is a standstill we're going to see here. Okay, so this has gone backwards here for us. This is really awful. Unfortunately, we are going to have to try and get the Crucible in here, and hopefully it hangs around and we don't get wastelanded. And there's a strong chance we do get wastelanded in this situation. Yeah, so he knows exactly what he's doing here. Just toying with us. Okay. Okay, guys. I mean, this is not a lost battle here by any means. The problem lies here. Let's see if we can get a Crucible into play here. Probably can't, but we're going to try. Okay, so that means he's got a wasteland here, which is unfortunate. But yeah. Okay, so he's got another wasteland. Wow. All right. Just toying with me. Yep. Pretty bad, guys. Our opponent is pulling away with this one quickly. I mean, we're not dead. We just need land. We need non-workshop mana. And we've got that's a good draw. Okay, so what we're going to try is to do this and see if that resolves. Probably mana drain. Okay, he's got another wasteland here. He's used 3 of them already, so he's got 2 left in his deck. I would think it improbable he has another one, but oh wow. Oh, that was a great draw. See if we can get it in. He's got a mitt full of stuff here. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't know. What do we choose here? I don't really think he has anything that we need to be worried about. We'll try Drac Faden here. And so, I mean, now he's put in a position where he's got to counter my Mox Sapphire. And if he does, I mean, it's a good counter because basically we're going to lose our Revoker and our Forge Master becomes useless. So it is a good counter spell for my opponent here. It's just sad we can't cast something else because we do have 2 mana here that we could use. Okay, double bolt. That is reasonable. Okay. So we do have 3 mana here. Do we just Tangle Wire? I don't think so. I think we just pass here. I mean, I'm very much would like to get something else in, but we can't pay for anything else. And really what we're after here is trying to get the Forge Master in. So we just have to hope we don't get Wasteland or Strip Mined here. We got to pay attention to our clock. If he gets us here with something, then I think then that's pretty good. Replenishing his hand like that is pretty awkward for us, but I don't think we're winning here, guys. So we'll see what happens here. Okay. I think I missed my sequencing up there a little bit, but I mean, if this Forge Master doesn't resolve, then basically I'm just going to pack it in. But if it does, then I think we have a chance because it's a tough one for him to deal with. think that's pretty much game. Okay. If this gets countered, we just pack it in here. Yeah, we've got 8 minutes left. We got to move on to the next game. All right. I mean, these crucibles are really taking up a lot of space. But they're so essential in the match. I guess I'll have to go down to 3 chalices. And guess I'll use a thorn here. Let's try that, guys. Kind of wish you question whether you should be bringing in the pithing needle or not. Like, it's kind of a battle of going back and forth as to who has a better wasteland battle than the other. All right, we would like to play first. So this is a pretty awkward hand, but the thing that it has going for it is it has land. It's certainly not a good hand, but the question is, do we play that mana crypt out fast and start beating down with our factory here, or what? And it's kind of essential we do get the mana crypt out quick, so I'm not sure what the right play is here. Tangle Wire is useless in this particular position. Let's just play that, pass. Yep, probably just get countered. Ha! Because I've got the mana crypt here. Anyways, okay. I mean, Chalice would have been good there, but hopefully this is not a Jace. No, I don't feel good about this, guys. I mean, getting hit with a Spell Pierce, then an Ancestral, then a Time Walk. My opponent's got a lot of land on the table. we're very vulnerable to if I activate my factory, I'm very vulnerable to a lightning bolt. If I get this on the table, I'm under a clock. Like it's awkward. Yeah, I mean, I could activate and attack him. I mean, we can have a race that way, but I don't think that's a winning endeavor. Like, I think it's kind of just unfortunate, but I think I have to actually play the crypt here, crack it. See if we can slide it through. It's unlikely, but I would like to tangle wire here, but almost assuredly he's running. Yeah, so I'm just going to get out the metamorph here, and I'm going to force his hand to force this because he's got something in his hand that can kill the crucible. Okay, so we're just getting that in there now, and yeah, we'll be able to wasteland 2 lands and be able to play out a 1, 2, 3. We can play out a Staff of Nin. I think he'd be hard pressed to get rid of both of our crucibles here, but you never know. He does have a ton of land here, so. Yeah. Energy flux. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. So we actually can't do anything here. We're really in rough shape here, guys. Like, I mean, we've only got 2 mana. This is awful. Up against energy flux. Jeez. Sadly, I'm going to have to let the mana crypt go. I'm going to have to pay for the crucible with it, and I mean, there's no really winning recipe here. I'd love to get my Lodestone Golem on the table or my Staff of Nin, but I'm a long ways away from doing that right now. And my opponent has us on the clock here, so it's pretty unfortunate. And, we don't want to die to our mana crypt either, so maybe I just let it go. But I just think that's a bad endeavor, doing that. I'll keep it around for a couple more turns here. All right. Well, just gotta hope he doesn't draw wastelands. We're just in desperation mode here, trying to keep him off all his lands as long as we can, and hopefully we draw in mana that we can play out a lodestone. Yeah, you see, we got hit pretty good here. Okay, well, I mean, at least we. Okay, let's just get a wasteland into play here. And I don't think we can attack, unfortunately, so we're just going to pass turn. Probably should have played that, but anyways. We'll get it out of our grave in case we get our Crucible killed. And yeah, we're going to try and get a lodestone in here next turn. That's the idea. Okay, so we can guess we'll set the chalice here at. There's no point in doing that. Okay. We just got to keep drawing lands, guys. We're doing all right here. The factory compounds things for sure, but that is not a good draw. We've got 3 mana here. Okay. Let's try that again. I don't even know that this is a good play or not, because I'm putting triggers onto the stack that takes me time to go through them. My opponent's got more permanents than I do, and of course I've got to pay for it, which is unfortunate. It still only gives me 2 mana, so I'm still in a position where I've got to actually draw. Okay, this is fine. If he's countering this, I'm very happy. Yep. So we're going to have to set our chalice out at 1 this turn. We just don't have a choice. I mean, maybe I should have been wastelanding him every turn. I don't know. Oh. Okay, disappointing finish.